Widow. Not funny. Okay, I'm ready to go, dude. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna wake you up. Ooh.
All right, Knights are in for a treat. Guess what we're able to do again, Jay?
John, you always say we're in for a treat, but then we never hand out candy or anything. Like,
But we will pretty soon.
that's right. Why will we pretty soon?
Because we're going to go to a convention.
That's right, dude. We just got accepted for an exhibitors panel at FanX in Salt Lake.
What?
Wow, 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 wow.
I know. We'll talk way more about that later. But as we are able to go back to conventions, we're able to go back to the movies.
That's right. So we wanted to do a quick spoiler-free review of Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Which just dropped. Which
And
is
we're
why I
gonna
have
do
this red background going.
My Marvel shirt. For those who are listening, we're on YouTube right now.
That's right.
And as we are, to our new listeners, me and Jay like to do something called The Good.
The Bad.
And the Nerdy. Yeah, we timed it better. But anyway, so we'll just do what we like to call a GBN for our Knights. Fans of our podcast and our web stream, where we just give a spoiler-free good part, bad part, and nerdy part of the Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. And nerdy is where we were just nerding out.
Nerd can be good, but we just like to nerd hard, so it has to be a nerd.
Yeah, it'll be hard to do on a spoiler-free review, so I'm going to go ahead and just say that it might be very vague.
And
for the nerdy portion.
We're going to, after this, we'll remind you again, if you listen all the way through the super short video, please listen to us on our podcast or another video where we go really long and really nerdy on it.
Mm-hmm. Spoils through
Spoils galore.
Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie, this is a great video for you. Let's talk about some of the good, Johnny.
Well, other than going to the theater, it was really good. I liked, I'm a big fan of the Winter Soldier, like the spy aspect of it. Mm-hmm. So this gave me a really good feel of like a cool spy movie. Like it wasn't like a superhero flying around because she is mortal. She has like no powers. So it was really good to see like a good action thriller. So like that was good
thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that vibe a lot. And you see that in the trailers. So if you haven't watched the trailers, holy cow, like go watch the trailer. But in the trailers, you see her and the blonde female, are totally in this spy thriller where there's espionage and there's secret stuff happening behind the scenes. So that was a good. Just the tone of the video. For me, a good is obviously this was a Marvel movie. It was fun to see a movie that clearly had a pretty heavy budget to it. If that makes sense, like edits were crisp, cinematography was beautiful. The locations they picked were really good.
The
solid
shots
locations.
were amazing.
Yeah, and in the trailer you see kind of they're in a helicopter on a snow location. We'll call it Hoth. Not really. No, but there is a snow location, and it is beautifully shot, in my opinion. I really enjoy snow locations. I liked it in Interstellar. I do like it in The Empire Strikes Back. So I like that they had this winter location, not Interstellar, Inception. I really like the winter location, and in Interstellar too. But I like winter scenes. It was cool to see this scene where they're very obviously in a winter location, so like the whites really pop. And so yeah, for me, I really enjoyed that it was a big budget movie. We haven't seen one of those released in a while, so that was really satisfying.
Released in the IMAX too. That's what was fun.
I did see it in IMAX. Did you?
Yeah, of course. If you're gonna watch it, I go IMAX.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's good to support your local theater, so do not mind that at all.
Yeah. Actually, I'll save that for nerdy. Did you have any bads for our
I had a couple
listeners?
of bads, but we'll keep it more hardcore for our spoilers. But for me, I didn't go a lot into this movie. Like background, I assumed it was like an origin story. It was not. You can tell by the trailer, so it's not too bad of a spoiler. It wasn't chronologically correct. That's all I'm going to say. That really, really bugged me, just because the nerd in me wanted it to be succinct. But you can watch it without watching any Marvel movie. Like it's still a good movie. But if you're a Marvel fan, the chronological part will bug you.
I'm going to spoil Endgame in case you haven't seen that, but Black Widow dies in Endgame.
What?
And so having this film come out after Endgame it's stupid. I hate that. Like this should have been leading up to Infinity War or Endgame. It should have been between Infinity War and
Infinity
Endgame.
War. It's before Infinity War.
Yeah. And so that drove me crazy. Like, are you kidding me? This is stupid. Like,
unless it's a true blue origin story, because she has a dark origin story. Like the first few minutes, you goes over an origin story. That's not a spoiler. And if you know any comics, you know that she does not have an easy childhood. Like it's a really dark DC level dark origin, which is cool. Sometimes you need it.
Yeah, there are some cool dynamics to her origin that they hint at, but then they don't expound upon any more than just some quick scenes and some quick dialogues. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit more than just quick scenes and dialogue, but not much more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
what was your bad?
Oh, my bad. The ending is very rushed. If you watch it, they're setting up strings throughout the movie, and then in the end, they're very quickly burning through resolving plot points very quickly. Like it feels like these scenes should take. To me, it feels like they should take at least 5 to 10 minutes, and they're doing them in about 2, or some scenes are meant to be 20 minutes, and they're resolving them in about 5 or 10, and you can feel that. You can feel the rush. You can feel the pace at the end really picks up, and not in a good way. It really is to the movie's detriment, in my opinion, where I enjoyed most of the movie, and then I got to the end, and I was like, really? Like, now we're ending this quickly, and that's what we're doing? All right.
With a 2-hour time limit, they should have done a little more.
And don't get me wrong, it's not all of a sudden the budget looks bad. That's not it. What it is the strings they've put in for characters or other things like that, plot points, are rushed. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the movie looks phenomenal throughout. Beautiful movie. But yeah, no. So there was a couple. I don't know if it was the editing floor. I'm not sure what the issue was, but there was definitely an issue at the end for me.
Perfect. And so to make it so you don't stop listening to us, let's do a nerdy.
Yes, please.
And for me, there's some good nerdy parts. There wasn't that many. I will say Easter eggs, but I love the characters that we've never seen before. Super nerdy. The right amount of funny yet proper. Let's just say that. I won't specify what characters, but there's a lot of new ones introduced from the Natasha family. Let's just say that. Instead of Bat family, we got the Black Widow family. And I really, really like them.
Yeah, I would say nerdy for me was finding out that Natasha has a secret baby out there that's half Hulk.
What do you do? Jay, no. She's supposed to belong with Captain America.
That's true.
Don't even get me going with her forced Hulk romance. Worst ship ever. Didn't even go anywhere. Sunk because it's dumb. Anyway.
For me, nerdy, that's spoiler free. I would say the action sequences are really good. The visuals and I already touched on cinematography, but specifically to the action sequences, the cuts, the explosions, because it's a Marvel movie, there's going to be explosions. Anything like that was really well done, and I enjoyed that. So anytime there was action, I was really pulled into it, really engaged. So that's my nerdy.
Perfect. All right. For all of you that just found us, we are the Deadlight Nerds. You can see right here.
Google that. Well, there'll be like 2 pages on Google of us.
I mean, literally, like we're website, podcast, anything is Deadlight Nerds. We're on Apple, Spotify. Find us on Instagram with our funny memes, our funniness. Catch us at FanX if you just found it right now, locally in Salt Lake City, Utah. And then go over to listen to the rest where we go off about bad stuff like villains that we didn't mention that we're going to mention, bad guys, good guys, needed stuff. Will all be on our podcast or a video. We'll see what we decide to do. But for this video, we just want to make it short and sweet. Overall rating, Jay, what do you put for the movie?
For our listeners, I put it at 7.5 out of 10.
Perfect. That's exactly where I had it. Where I'm glad I watched it. Probably won't go back to it, but I'm glad
in the theaters. I'll rewatch the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I won't rewatch it in the theaters. It wasn't that.
That's
good.
rare.
Yeah, that's your Thor Ragnaroks.
Yeah, and then hopefully when it comes out on Disney Plus, which we love, you can watch it chronologically. It'll make more sense. Sheesh.
I had to throw that in there.
I had to throw it in there.
All right, Knights. We will see you on the flippity flop.
Or on the podcast.
Yeah, very shortly.
Very shortly.